Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Telecast TV. I'm Mira Kwangala. You're watching a conversation with Senator Nenadi Usman, who has been declared by the court as the authentic chairman of the Labour Party, speaking about how the party will win the presidential election and other positions in the Senate and House of Rep, and the strategies put in place to win. And also she spoke about the other faction that was dissolved, the Abure faction. Endeavor to like, comment, share, comment. Don't miss trendy videos.
That ruling and is heading to the Court of Appeal, raising fresh questions about control, legitimacy, and whether the Labour Party can stabilize itself in time for 2027. So, is this judgment a reset moment? Is it a genuine turning point, or just a temporary edge in a power struggle that could still fracture the party ahead of 2027? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the woman at the center of the ruling, a key beneficiary, in fact, Senator Nenadi Usman, who is the interim national chairman of the Labour Party. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much, Charles, for inviting me.
And first of all, let me start on a lighter note. Why do they call you interim national chairman when you're clearly not a man?
So you think you should be an interim chairwoman?
Well, chairperson.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's up to you. If you're happy with chairman, you know, that's fine.
Well, I think I'm old enough to be counted as a man. So
I like that. Well, in that case, we shall respect your wishes and call you the interim national chairman. Now, this court ruling gives you legal authority. But does it give you political control? In other words, in plain terms, do you now command the Labour Party machinery going into 2027?
thank you very much. As you said, it gives the legal backing. And the party is made up of human beings. Since Wednesday after that ruling, the number and caliber of people who have been calling, wanting to join. Some were members before they left, but they want to come back. Some were never members at all, and they want to come back. And the strength of a party just depends on how many people it has as members. So I think that apart from the legal backing, with the kind of support my team and I received after the judgment, it gave me a lot of courage, and I believe that we're going to get it right at the end of the day.
Well, let me put it another way. I mean, this judgment hands you institutional legitimacy. Mm-hmm. But of course, elections are won at the ward level. Can you say that the Labour Party, under your leadership, is rebuilding grassroots structures strong enough to survive things like defections, state pressure in 2027 and all the rest of it? Or are you sort of not quite at that stage yet?
We are at that stage because we have a team in place that has been talking about membership e-registration. I'm sure you know that is the brainchild of the Labour Party, even though other political parties are now like doing same. But the Labour Party is the only political party that has institutional members like TUC and the NLC. And there is nowhere, no polling unit in Nigeria that you go to that you wouldn't get someone who had either been a teacher, a nurse, or retired civil servants. So if you use that, that structure, the Labour Party is actually supposed to be the strongest party in Nigeria if you know what you are doing.
Well, that structure didn't quite work in 2023, did it?
But that is because the NLC and the TUC were not carried along as they should have been. Because if they had been made polling agents, as we had them in almost every polling unit, if they had been given that opportunity to do it, they would have done it and we would not have run into the problems we ran into.
That's actually a good point. But let's return to the Abure faction. It says it'll appeal. If that legal battle drags into the election cycle, how do you prevent the Labour Party from entering 2027 divided and weakened? I mean, something we've seen destroy other opposition parties.
Since after the judgment, I extended the olive branch. I said I felt everyone should come on. Let's work together.
But they're not accepting that
but
olive
since they are
branch,
not,
are they?
since they are not accepting it,
Yeah.
they have the right to do that. But I know one thing: the judiciary is also aware that Nigerians depend on them. The success of democracy in Nigeria depends on the judiciary. So I do not think they are going to keep dragging and dragging and dragging on and on. I do not see it happening like that.
Yeah, but if Inec recognizes your leadership, which it appears to be on the road to doing, but the Abure faction continues organizing things like parallel congresses and parallel primaries, how confusing might that be for Nigerians in 2027? I mean, how do you prevent votes for Labour from being potentially confused and perhaps going to the wrong people?
With the recognition by Inec, it means only one party, which is my
will be on the ballot.
Would be on the ballot.
Right.
And it means we are the only ones who can write Inec, and Inec would come and attend primary elections we are conducting, or congresses, or whatever. So it means that there will be no ambiguity about who is the leader and which part of the party is the party. So one more thing I want to say is, you know, at this point in time, people are actually supposed to be thinking first about Nigeria, secondly about the Labour Party. If you love Nigeria, you love the Labour Party, there's a limit to what, you know, and an extent to which you would go.
Well, it's hard to love a party when you guys are killing each other. I mean, what do you expect the rest of Nigeria to do? I mean, if you're the ones, you know, attacking each other essentially, you don't inspire confidence, do you?
We are not attacking each other. If your tenure is over, your tenure is over. The institutional members, the other members of NEC, come together, sit together with the leader of the party, who is His Excellency Governor Alex Oti, because he's the most senior political office holder in our party. So if you, these major stakeholders, the NEC members, come together, sit together and say, okay, INEC has told us that we don't have any leadership anymore. And because of that, we have to do something. We have to come up with a team that would help us organize congresses right from the ward level to local government, state, and then culminate into a national convention. That has been done, and they said they do not want to do it. But you see, the way you see me, I'm a very peaceful woman. I don't look like somebody who has been out there fighting. I'm not a daggers drawn with anybody.
Well, you certainly don't look like someone who would pull a dagger out. But I mean, have you actually, has INEC approached you? Have you approached INEC about getting that recognition that the
Yes,
court
we
ordered?
did. We did today.
Right, okay. And have they given you that recognition?
We went in a bit late in the day, so I'm expecting we'll get a response soon, because, you know, you don't go to them empty-handed. You need to have a certified true copy of the judgment, so that took a little bit of time to get out of the court. So we finally got that today, and with that, it was submitted.
Well, some people in the Labour Party have suggested, and people who are not necessarily taking sides, that, you know, have talked about what guarantees there can be that when you finally hold national conventions, and so, because you said you're reaching out to everybody, including the Abure group, the guarantees that you can put out that that process won't be used to sideline sort of rivals. Will you categorically rule out using that sort of caretaker window that you have to restructure the party in a way that locks out perhaps the Abure faction permanently, regardless of what happens at the convention? Because they claim to have a lot of popularity within the party.
No. We do not intend to, in the course of organizing the congresses and the national convention, to like permanently lock them out. We wouldn't do that, because a political party is a vehicle for winning elections. And if you need to win elections and you have to, then you have to carry everybody on board. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You can't select. It's like a religion. I'm a Catholic, and you cannot go to the Catholic Church today and then they tell you leave because you look like you're a thief. No, it doesn't happen like that. So I think that they don't have, I believe they don't have anything to fear. Present yourself. Come forward, present yourself, and if people like you, they vote for you. And if they voted for you, you've won. I mean, it's as simple as ABC.
Looking back now, given all this headache that you've got, as you said, you're a very peaceful person. I mean, would you have accepted this job if you knew it was going to turn out to be this way?
No.
That's the short answer, basically. Too much headache.
Too much.
Yeah, but in a sense, some have argued, and those who support you, that you come across as such a calm person that, in a sense, your presence has made things less disputatious than they might have been if it was someone else. I don't know what your reaction is to that.
Well, thanks for the compliment. I promise to do my best.
Well, it's not necessarily coming from me. It's coming from your people who believe in you.
Oh, well, I thank my people who believe in me, and I promise I will not let them down. We'll always do the right thing because the Labour Party is a grassroots party. It's a party for the downtrodden, the party for those who ordinarily would not have anywhere else to be. So whatever we can do, we will do it to get it right.
You've spoken about internal democracy. Do you think internal democracy can survive when leadership is being decided in courtrooms? It's bound to be disputatious.
Internal democracy, court issues, these are a bit two different issues. When you have internal democracy and you have respect for leadership, you have BOT, you have Inec, you have elders in the party. When they come together and sit and take decisions, you need to accept it. Moreover, in our case, if you remember in the Labour Party case, nobody went to have any meeting until Inec notified them that you need to put your act together because you don't have leaders. There's a vacuum. That's what caused all this. So if Inec stopped recognizing them and said their tenure was over, there was nothing our leaders could do other than to come together, put themselves together, and decide on the way forward.
Indeed. That's a valid argument. Now, Peter Obi remains the Labour Party's, at least he was, the Labour Party's biggest electoral asset in its entire history. He has, of course, now formally left the party and committed to contesting 2027 under the ADC, for now at least.
Yes.
Is the Labour Party still flying without a potential presidential flag bearer, or is the focus now turning to people like Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, who has, to some extent, made his intentions known? I mean, I'm wondering whether the Labour Party still has a viable national path to 2027, or whether that entire project has collapsed.
No, it hasn't collapsed. A lot of people are still of the opinion within the Labour Party family that when it comes to elections, come 2027, a northerner has no business even contesting.
Right.
And I am one of those people who believes that.
So you're going to zone it to the south?
Certainly.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting...
For the next 4 years.
Right. That's an interesting development. So, I mean, I don't really see that many people who are, I mean, in the Labour Party at the moment. I'm just curious because, I mean, to be honest, I'm not, I've not been sort of doggedly following the Labour Party. I mean, after Peter Obi left, Peter Obi was a person who really shone a light on the Labour Party.
True.
And when he left, a lot of people kind of, started looking askance. I mean, what does that do and what does that mean in terms of finding the kind of caliber of person who would really not just take the Labour Party into 2027 on an equal footing, but also be a figure around whom people can unite?
Well,
from the south.
Nigeria is a country of over 250 million people, very brilliant people, and quite a number of them may be unknown to you, or unknown to even me. But we still have them. We have the caliber of people that can contest elections if they so wish. And yes, we wish Peter had stayed back, but since he decided to leave, we wished him well. But also, we have discovered that there are a lot of people who we thought would have left, but decided they are still staying on because they believe in the ideology of the party. They believe in social justice. And they feel that they would rather remain in it and slug it out. So we even have support groups that are still, that I would have thought would have left. They are still with us. And even for me, I believe in social justice as, you know, the underpinning factor of the founding fathers, what they used in setting up the Labour Party. Because I am a beneficiary of what government has done in times past. So I wish we could go back to doing things the way it was.
Right.
I went to school on scholarship, secondary school, university on scholarship. You know, so at that time, even if your parents cannot afford school fees like mine could not, government was paying. So why aren't we doing that? So that children of the poor can have a chance at becoming whatever in life.
That's a very reasonable argument. So just returning to that issue of a potential presidential flag bearer, I mean, some have suggested that essentially what you're counting on is that you're sort of hedging your bets and holding your horses and waiting to see who is going to be turfed out in the, in the other parties, from the ADC to the APC to the PDP and all that, because they're all going to be looking for somewhere to go once they feel that they've been turfed out. Is that sort of the thinking?
Well, I don't really think so, because I know, well, I attended a few meetings of the coalition before they formally decided they were going to join the ADC. And I know for certain that the key discussion there was there should be no fragmentation. If you are going to work together as opposition, you have to work together as opposition. So, but I don't know the modalities, how that is all going to pan out. I don't know how it's going to be. For the Labour Party at the moment, we are not in any talks about merger or any coalition with anybody.
That was
but
actually,
I cannot rule it out that we could do that.
That was going to be my next question. So let me ask you that question pointedly, rather than as an aside to what the other I asked you previously. Between now and 2027. Will the Labour Party contest as a standalone alternative to the APC and the PDP and the ADC? Or are you actively preparing the ground for a merger or a coalition, or perhaps even a strategic withdrawal? If so, when should Nigerians expect that decision?
Well, thank you for using the word decision, because it's not just my decision alone. I cannot take that decision on my own. As I told you, we have a BOT, we have a Inec, we have the interim NWC, and I am just one person among those people. The leader of the party is also there, the governor of Abia, and everybody has to come together to decide. One person cannot take that decision and foist it, like push it down all other people's throats. It's not going to work like that, because in Hausa what we say, abin jama'ani, is like, this is something for the people. You know, like people have to come together. Collective decision. Right. So it's going to be, it has to be a collective decision. So when that time comes, I assure you, when we get to that river, we shall cross it. Okay. And we will let you know. And I promise, you will be the first to know. Well,
we would be honored to get to have that exclusive. But I mean, just very quickly, because we're almost out of time, I mean, are you confident that Alex Otti is going to remain with the party?
I am confident that he will, because he's doing well. And if you look at the social justice Labour Party stands for, is exactly what he is displaying in Abia State. Abia, he is one governor, I would say, that you may think I'm being selfish if I say he's the best in the country, but he is doing very well. And if you ask people from Abia, they will tell you.
Okay. On that note, I want to thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Finally coming to sit down.
Oh my God!
Here.
I hope you invite me again.
Oh yeah, you're always welcome. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Senator Nenadi Usman is the interim national chairman of the Labour Party. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.